Yes, hello, live from New York once again. Here we go. Congratulations. If you've stopped smoking at the same time that I started doing these live little Facebook live broadcasts, you would have been free from smoking cigarettes for 10 days. This is my 10th day anniversary doing these, and I'm really excited about that because I know that this is not a very easy thing to do. This is actually some effort. To do something outside of our norm is an effort producing, an effort requiring process. It requires some effort, especially when you have to think as you're doing it, as I'm doing now. So people don't like to think, by the way. We like doing things automatically. And that's the reason why habits are so powerful, because we would rather rely upon automatic responses than have to think about every single thing that we do. And once we acquire these habits, these automatic processes, we tend to rely upon them to continue working. So it makes sense that it's not a very easy thing to create or to change. And that's where certain techniques come into play. And that's what I'm going to be discussing today. My name is Mark Carlin. I'm the results hypnotist, and I'm right here live in New York. And this is a process where I'm going through little tips and things that you can do to help you make your quit easier. So, are you ready to make your quit easier? Today's subject is about how to stop smoking cigarettes. One of the most important things about stopping smoking cigarettes is your mindset going into the quit and remaining on the quit. It's a very important part of the process, and it's something that's not often addressed because most people are looking for that magic bullet that's going to make things mindless for them. They're just going to take this drug, they're going to put this patch on, they're going to just turn a switch and help to create this non-smoking being. Now, I have to tell you, the closest thing that you can get to something like that is working with me. I'm a hypnotist. I work in New York City. I work globally online and through the phone. And having the ability to use hypnosis the way I know how to use it, I'm able to create that switch for people so that they can turn off this whole smoking thing that they're going through and make their quit much, much easier, if not mindless. I have had clients that have called me, or I've spoken to subsequent to working with them, that forgot that they even smoked cigarettes at one point. I've had clients even fight with other people about whether they smoked because they were so sure that they were a non-smoker and they never smoked and they were done with it. All their memories were transformed in some way. They weren't interested in that whole nonsense that they went through as a smoker. So even when they saw other people smoking, it didn't register to them that they used to smoke and they're missing out on it. It's just not part of the process. That's how powerful the hypnotic trance can be when used properly with the correct tools. When you know how to use your tool properly, you're able to create, sometimes it's called a magical experience. It's not magic, but it appears to be magical in some way. So, very quickly, if you'd like to work with me, I do take on private clients. And if you'd like to work with me, it's a quick way to get through this process. Some people are looking for free stuff, and that's great. Why not? I love getting free stuff. Some people just want quick help. The people who have the resources, they have the ability to pay for things, they're happy to pay for things because they get the speed of the results, rather than people who have to do things on their own. Usually takes a little bit longer. And sometimes it becomes more difficult. And one of the downsides of doing it on your own, when it becomes more difficult, it doesn't always have to be, but when it becomes more difficult, it kind of dissuades you from then going again to quit. If you don't make it, You think, oh, it was too much trouble, it was too hard, I'll never be able to do it, which is the absolute worst thing that you could think, because there is absolutely no reason for you to continue to smoke if you don't want to. And you don't have to. That's a mindset that's very destructive. So get rid of that mindset. Just know that you are capable of stopping smoking. And if you're looking for quick help, you can give me a call. Right now I have I do have a free strategy session that I make available for you. So just give me a call, 212-223-1832, and we can get started and get you done with being a smoker. So going back to this whole topic of how to stop smoking cigarettes, we talked about a bunch of things in the previous live Facebook videos. And thank you very much to those people who have shared the videos, who have liked them, who have commented on them. I love it. It's great. And if you saw me on YouTube, thanks for coming over here and watching on Facebook or watching again on YouTube. And thanks again for liking, for thumbs up, or even thumbs down, for ringing the bell so that you can get notifications, and for subscribing and for sharing. I appreciate that. It's wonderful. It's great to have a community that is so loving and that is so helpful to others. Because even though we're under our own pressures and we have our own problems, it just does help when you share and look to help others. It helps ourselves. It helps other people. It's a wonderful thing. And I appreciate all of you for doing that. It's great. So getting back to how to stop smoking cigarettes. In the past videos, in the past lives, I spoke about mostly three things. We need to change the way that we think. We need to change the things that we believe. And we need to change the behaviors. So, just so that you know this, hypnosis as a tool is a very powerful way to change all three of those things. Hypnosis as the tool is perfect for changing the way that you think, the things that you believe, and the way that you behave. And you're able to do this very quickly. So that's wonderful. So here are some tips, or one major tip on how to have a most successful quit for you if you're looking to quit cigarettes. And I'm gonna tell you first about this story. There's a Buddhist story, and I love these Buddhist stories. They're very educational, and they have a deep meaning. And this is not such a deep meaning. You don't have to go too far to figure this one out. There was a Buddha was sitting on a hill, a Buddhist monk, and his disciple was sitting next to him, and they were entertaining and counseling people in the village. And the people in the village would come up, and they would sit in a chair, and they would be counseled by the Buddha, and the disciple would watch and learn from his master, from the master Buddha and the master monk, and the parishioner or the townsfolks would get the benefit of this monk's mastery of the subject of mental gymnastics, what it takes to live a healthy life. So they were preparing for this one person who needed work. He was very much in need of their assistance. And before this townsperson came up, the monk told his disciple to put a tack on the chair, you know, like a thumbtack. Put a little pointy object on the chair where this guy was going to be sitting. So the gentleman comes in, and he sits down on the chair, and his eyes are just glued on the monk. He is just so absorbed in whatever the monk is saying. He seems to be picking up everything. And the disciple is sitting there, and he's watching him, and he's waiting for him to jump out of his chair, because that thumbtack, that tack has to be hurting him. It has to be causing pain for him to just sit there. And this man was just sitting, watching, absorbing, getting all the information he needed from the monk. And after he got everything he was expecting, everything he needed, he got up and walked away. And the disciple looked at the monk, And he was kind of amazed. He was just watching the monk, and he just had this one question for the monk. He asked the monk, what happened? What was so magical? What was it that made this guy just sit on that chair, sitting on that tack without moving, as if it wasn't even there? And the monk just looked at his disciple and said, the tack wasn't big enough. You really need to have a reason. You really need to have that motivation. Now, very often, motivation comes in the way of feeling pain. Okay, we as humans, we're motivated by two different strategies. There's an away from strategy and a towards strategy. There's something we're looking to move away from and something we're looking to move towards. In other words, we're looking to avoid pain and move towards pleasure, okay? If the tack isn't big enough, that means the pain isn't strong enough. You're not feeling the pain enough to keep that motivation going. And if you're not feeling the pain enough, you're not going to be motivated to take action. You're just not going to move. So if this applies to a lot of things in your life that you're looking to accomplish. Sometimes people are fairly successful, just a little successful, not as successful as they'd like to be. They're just kind of cruising along, and they wonder why they never really reach that level of success that they've been striving for. And the reason is very simple. The pain isn't strong enough. They're not motivated enough. So we reach a certain level of comfort, and then we stop. We just stop doing the things that work. We kind of sit back and just coast along at a level that is just barely above treading water. That's the reason. And if you don't have that level of discomfort, if you're not feeling the motivation to do what it is that you want to do, and in this case, quitting smoking, if you don't have the motivation, you have the desire, you don't have the reasons to stop smoking, your quit is going to be a bit more difficult. The easiest way to quit smoking is to have a firm grasp on why it is that you want to quit. You really need to feel that desire to quit smoking. Makes it much easier for you to do your quit. Because whenever you're challenged with this thought that comes into your mind, because you're going to be moving out of your comfort zone, so it's going to be a little bit discomfort there. Whenever you realize that you're not doing something that you're used to doing, it becomes a little disquieting. It's not so easy to just coast along. And when that happens, you have to have those reasons, those important, those pain reasons that are causing you or making you or forcing you to stay motivated to get to your goal. Because that goal is way more important to get rid of that pain. That pain is so powerful that it's keeping you right on track. So if you want to quit smoking, find those reasons that are really painful, the ones that really cause that angst. When you start thinking about them, a lot of smokers, when they come to see me, and I've been doing this for over 20 years now, when they come to see me, they start talking about the things that they do, or they fill out my forms. They usually gloss over the things that are painful. Those things that are painful, they're the most important things. I'll give you an example. I ask people all the time, how many cigarettes are you smoking a day? Very often, they're not really sure exactly how many cigarettes. They don't want to pay attention to that. They don't want to know. And the biggest question that they kind of gloss over is, how much is it costing you to smoke cigarettes every year? The most common answer is, oh, it's costing me a lot. Yeah, a lot is very descriptive, right? Haha, that's New York sarcasm. A lot means nothing, nothing at all, because it's subjective answer. A lot could mean 2, A lot could mean 10. A lot can mean 20. Now, if you don't know how many cigarettes you're smoking, you don't know how much it's costing you. And if you haven't figured out how much it's costing you a day and translated that to how much it's costing you a year, you don't really feel the pain. So think about that. You want to feel that pain. You want to feel that discomfort. You want to be squirming in your seat every time you think about a cigarette, every time you reach for a cigarette. You want to be in so much pain that you want to run in the other direction. That'll make you quit easier. And when you come to see me to help you to stop smoking, I want you to use that pain to help you stay on track. It's easier, much easier for me to work with you when I can tap into that and dial it up and really have you focus on that, because that'll help you be successful as a non-smoker. And that's what you want. My name is Mark Carlin. I'm the results hypnotist. I can help you if you're ready to quit smoking and you've tried everything, even if you've tried other hypnotists. I get a lot of clients that have come to me after they've done hypnosis and they found that they had trouble working with some other hypnotist. There's a little truth about working with hypnotists that I'm not going to share right now, but we're not all trained in the same way. We don't all do things in the same way. There are it's a little known fact. Now, I don't even want to get into it. If you want to find out what I was going to say, give me a call. I'll be happy to share it with you when you call me at 212-223-1832. Today's the day that you can quit. Give me a call. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the video. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for asking your questions. Thanks for ringing the bell on YouTube. Thanks for subscribing on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Okay, take care. Have a great night. So long.